Hey, we are going to review all of page 179 in your Grammar and Composition 4 book. So let's get out page 179. Using correct diction, cross out any words that are incorrect or inappropriate to standard formal English and write the correct words above them. See page 166, Rule 2, page 168, Rules 1 through 2, and page 175 and 178. Okay, we've already done number 1. So let's look at number 2. The coach became real angry when the linebacker, who was supposed to keep himself fit during the off season, arrived at the training camp in pretty lousy shape. This is formal English. Okay, so pretty lousy shape. I know that doesn't sound right. Real angry doesn't sound right. That's it. So we change real to really, and we change pretty lousy shape to rather poor condition or something similar. Something like that. Okay. The reason the kids are going to the gym tonight is because they are anxious to improve their basketball skills. Okay. Well, there's several things here. This is formal English, so the reason the kids probably needs to change. Gym should be gymnasium. Anxious should not be anxious because that's a negative. Is and then because. Okay, that's it. So the reason instead of kids, which is a informal way of saying children, the reason and children would imply much younger children, too young to go to the gym. So let's do the youths. Excuse me. Or young people. Let's do young people will be the easy one. Gymnasium. That is that they are, instead of anxious, eager to improve their basketball skills. Okay? I had to blow my nose. Melissa flouts her wealth by constantly bragging about the large amount of dresses in her wardrobe. Okay, flouts means to rail against or to go around. Flaunts is what we're talking about. F-L-A-U-N-T-S. Her wealth by constantly bragging about the large amount, about the amount is not the correct word here. The large number of dresses in her wardrobe. I think that's all. That is. Okay. Between you and I, of the large amount of books I have read this year, The Deerslayer is the type book I enjoy the most. Okay. Between you and me, these are objects of preposition, so they have to be objective case pronouns. Me is objective case. Remember, I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they, who, whoever are nominative case pronouns. Me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them, whom, whomever are objective case pronouns. So me is the appropriate word here. The large number, you can count it, then you say number. If you can't count it, then you say amount. Of books I have read this year, The Deerslayer is the type of book I enjoy the most. That's right. I know bunches, we're not supposed to use bunch in formal English, so I'm going to go ahead and mark it off right there. A bunch of architects have been hired to design the new dome that will be added to the state capitol. Okay, so a number of architects, what did they say? A group, you could say, they say group of architects about the new dome. Yeah, okay, and the only thing left is that's the wrong word. That should be capital with the O-L. C-A-P-I-T-O-L. Okay. Number 7. The freshmen were kind of surprised to learn that college chow was better taste-wise and nutrition-wise than they had expected. Okay, lots of problems here. Kind of, no. Chow is not formal. That means, for those of you who don't know, chow is what people used to call is slang for food. It was good chow. Taste-wise, nutrition-wise, those are glossary of diction issues. Remember, you're not supposed to put wise to turn a noun into an adverb. So in the place of those things, somewhat, the freshmen were somewhat surprised to learn that college food tasted better and was more nutritious. Nutritious than they had expected. All right. Hopefully the hard hats will finish their work pretty soon, irregardless of the many difficulties involved in building this sort of a bridge. Okay. So there's a few things here. The hard hats is a slang term for construction workers. Hopefully will finish their work. Get rid of pretty soon. Let's see what they did. Oh, they changed it to fairly. And then this is not a word. It should be regardless of the many difficulties involved in building this sort of, not a bridge, just this sort of bridge. Okay, good. Next one. Using clear and effective diction, rewrite the following sentences, eliminating triteness, jargon, redundancies, and awkward figures of speech. Okay, so this one, we're just going to I'm going to mark it up, but you're going to rewrite it yourself. Okay, so like a giant tidal wave, the army surged through the breach in the lines, through the breach in the lines, and blazed through the enemy's territory. Okay, so we've got triteness, jargon, redundancies, and awkward figures of speech. Like a giant tidal wave. That's a simile. I mean, it's a, they probably want us to change that awkward triteness, but that is trite. I mean, like a tidal wave, the army surged through the breach in the lines. And well, what this is mixed metaphors. You've got a simile about a tidal wave, and then you've got blazed like a fire. So you need to get rid of that. Breach lines. Let's see, and blazed. Get rid of that. If you keep breaching the lines, that's okay, because the lines were breached, they were broken. But you can't. You need to get rid of these two these two metaphors, because they don't go together. Okay. Atoms are so small and tiny, that's a redundancy, that they cannot be seen individually by the naked eye. Um, they might have an issue with the naked eye. However, if you remove this, this is it's trite, but you can't just say by the eye, okay? Because this is specifically telling us the eye without a microscope. So they cannot be seen perhaps without a microscope. Individually without a microscope would work. One should, at every applicable point in time, this is all every applicable point in time. It's what is the word? It's wordy. So we need to fix that. Exercise cognitive disciplines. Cognitive disciplines, that is jargon, because that's a legitimate thing, but only psychiatrists use that. It's in their field of study. Prior to emitting verbalized thought patterns. This is also jargon. It's actually gobbledygook. I mean, it's verbalized thought patterns means words. I mean, that's wordiness for sure. Before speaking words, one should often, or as often as possible, choose your words wisely, something like that. Cast your twin visionary orbs, that would be eyes, in both directions prior to initiating movement of an ambulatory nature. Oh, good Lord, across the thoroughfare. Look both ways before you cross the street. You get it? In order to improve security, we request that effective immediately, no employees use the above subject doors for ingress and egress to the building. Ingress is entrance, and exit. In order to improve security, we request effective immediately. Gosh, yeah, let no employees use the above subject doors. So why don't you just say, effective immediately, employees should not enter or exit the building at these doors. Although the glitter of pyrite is an impressive sight, one who is fooled by its brilliantly reflective glitter, that's okay. Brilliantly reflective, glittering means brilliantly reflective. So get rid of those. And glitter is redundant. Although pyrite is an impressive sight, this, we need to, one who is fooled by, that is wordy, often learns to his own chagrin, that is, to his own chagrin, is trite, because that's a trite phrase that people use, and embarrassment, that all which glitters is not gold. That is a trite phrase as well. Pyrite is fool's gold, by the way. So, I mean, simplify that to simply say something about how, although pyrite's impressive, it is not gold. It goes without saying, get rid of that completely, that repetitious redundancies, those are redundant, and trite phrases, in addition to and including hackneyed phrases, which are trite phrases, oh my gosh, should be totally and completely eliminated from your vocabulary of words. Goodness. Get rid of all, that's all a bunch of redundancies, so you can fix that. Get rid of those redundancies. Put you a big old X right there if you got to the end, and turn that baby in. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. I will see you soon.